Welcome to Daily Life Connection. Thanks for joining me again today. Yesterday we talked about the unboxed God, the God who is bigger than our comprehensions of him and our ideas about him. And from the book of Job, we explored how God revealed himself to Job in whole new ways, and it changed Job's concept of him. And I want to continue that idea a little bit again today with the idea, well, we're going to go to Luke chapter 15 again, the prodigal son story, and how when that prodigal son came home, his first response to his father, do you remember what it was? He started talking. Father, I have sinned against heaven and I've sinned before you and I'm no longer worthy, blah, 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 blah. On and on and on. What does a father basically do? The father basically holds him so close he quits talking, and the father begins to speak. And the father says, quick, bring a robe, bring the sandals, bring a ring, start a feast. We're going to have a great celebration. That son didn't expect that. That son had ideas of who his father was. And he thought, maybe my father's compassionate enough that if I am really honest with him about who I am, that he would give me a position of a servant, of a hired hand, so that I can earn my keep and survive. But as he shuts up and lets the father talk, he experiences the father in a whole new way. Another unboxing of God, if you will. And my point today is simply this. There are times we need to just shut up and be present to his presence. Now, the psalmist says it in a much nicer way. He says, be still and know that I am God. Be still. And then that's when you will begin to experience who I am. That's when you'll gain revelation of who I am. That's when you'll see me in a whole new way. Just amazing. I think the reality is sometimes we think our prayers are a matter of activity and performance and getting things done. And I know it's absolutely true. God moves through prayer, and that's so true. But I think we have overemphasized this. God only seems to answer or move in response to prayer. I think we have overemphasized that and missed, for 1,000 years or more, the church was very strong on prayer was about being present to his presence. It wasn't about trying to get God to do things, or even praying his kingdom into the earth, although that is part of prayer for sure. But I think we have so missed the whole concept of just being quiet before God. I think we feel like the prodigal son. We've got to convince God of our faith or our compassion or our passion or our knowledge of him, or we become driven almost in our prayer life rather than resting in our prayer life. So what I'm really just advocating today is simply this. There are times, and it's absolutely critical to knowing who God is, to just at times rest in his presence. Just be present to his presence. Just sit and let him hold your face. Just sit and the Eastern Church prays it's called the Jesus Prayer, which is just a very simple prayer. Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. And they pray that repeatedly. And one of the explanations is as you're doing that, it enables you to just simply be face to face with God and be in his presence. And I think there's something very powerful about that. Again, when did Job really learn new revelations of who God is? It's when he stopped talking. When he stopped talking. In Job chapter 40, shh, God says, I'm going to talk now. And when God speaks, Job gains grand new revelation of who Father is. I know that that's true. I know that's true in our prayer life, in our meditation, in our spiritual disciplines of silence, solitude, whatever it may be, reading the Word, worship, prayer. There is that sense of just coming into His presence and being quiet. And let Him speak into our life. Let Him reveal Himself to us. Powerful truth in this. Just a powerful truth in this. Enter into His rest. The reality is, I think Jesus was addressing that in the Lord's Prayer in Matthew chapter 6. Before He said, this is how you should pray, before that He said, your Father already knows everything you need. He already knows that. And then we need to go over to 2 Peter chapter 1 when it says God has already given us everything necessary for life and godliness. Why do we then spend so much time, God, give me patience, God, help me do this, God, help me do this, God? He's already given us all that is necessary. We just need a greater revelation of who He is. That's what we really need. So, the unboxing part 2. God unboxed. God encountered through silence. God encountered through just shut up and be quiet. And then we will know God in new ways and in new dimensions and deeper and richer than we ever have before. So I just want to encourage you today, take some time before Him. Worship, prayer, reading the Word, meditation, go for a walk, sit on the back deck, whatever, and just be quiet before God and invite Him to reveal Himself and speak into your life. And I would love then to hear from you in the comments of how you encounter God today. Well, God bless you. We'll talk again tomorrow.